Do you have any, another question they'd asked, recommendation for, because we have a lot of kids who are, high school age watching the show, and they're going into, if they're looking to become an animator, do you have any recommendations on classes or things that they should study, areas they should study that studios look for in a person?
Well, again, I'm not an animator, so I know obviously drafting skills are huge, and I would say probably the most important, skill for a traditional animator.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, when they're coming up the ranks, working as in-betweeners, they get paid by the drawing, not a lot per drawing. So the ability to draw fast and accurately and also work in other people's styles is pretty important. The people who they actually call animators are very much the kind of stars of the operation.
Okay.
And depending on, whether, there's, a lot of different styles that animators work in. Some animators do, rough drawings in their own illustration style. Others draw what they call on model, where they're actually mimicking the character design style.
Mm-hmm.
Some animators just focus on the performance. Others focus on the pose or the gesture. I think for skills, drafting, drawing, that's obviously, just talking about, even for doing computer graphics, I'd say that's a pretty amazing skill to have, since at the end of the day, you're making a two-dimensional image.
That actually ties right into what the next question was, what about 3D? Is if you have good skills at 3D, do you have a better chance these days of getting work versus a traditional, or is it still mixed in Japan?
Great. We'll do more sections in future episodes, but up next we have the JapanCast mailbag. Okay. So first up, John had a question. His question was, could Hitomi please explain the difference between sore nara and sono bai ni wa?
Sore nara and sono bai ni wa.
And maybe give examples of when to use which one.
So, it doesn't have it here. I typed it over there.
Oh, you refreshed the page.
So, sore nara, the first, this one, it means if that's the case, or if so, that being the case, sore nara. So, for example, let's do this little skit.
Oh, I have to. 僕、そろそろ帰ります。
ポールさん、帰るの？それなら私も帰ろうと。So, what you said, 僕、そろそろ帰ります。
I said, I think it's about time I get going.
And I said, ポールさん、帰るの？それなら私も帰ろうと。
So, oh, Paul, are you leaving? If that's the case, then I'll go too.
So, それなら means if that's the case, if so. And then the next one, その場合には this means in that case. So, for example, like this. 日本の大学に行きたいんですが、その場合にはどうすればいいですか？
I want to go to a Japanese university. In that case, what do I need to do?
So,
it's very similar in that case versus if that's the case. So in that situation or if that's the situation, it's almost identical.
Sometimes you can use it like
almost interchangeably.
But in this case, not really. It's kind of weird if you say like ポールさん帰るの？その場合には私もwouldn't say that. Have to say それなら。And then you can't really use それなら in the second one. Like 日本の大学に行きたいんですが、それならどうすればいいですか？ We wouldn't really say that. You have to say その場合には、どうすればいいですか？
Okay. It sounds to me like it's almost like a situation where you just need to know what sounds right.
そうね。
I mean, there's sometimes I'm sure there are really strict grammar rules at play there.
Yeah.
But it's like I've always said with English, I don't know what the grammar rules are or why we say things the way we do. It's just that's how you say it. And I think that's the best way to become fluent in a language is.
Yeah, but so that I hope that helps.
And one more, Caitlin emailed us. Hey, I'm wondering why people in Japan take their education so seriously. What's up with that?
Do you think, you think she meant like cram schools and stuff in Japan?
Well, yeah, that's one thing. We don't have cram schools here. And I think part of it is that in Japan, it's not like here with public education where you go to your school that's near your house for elementary school and junior high and then high school. It's all the same school system. You don't get out of junior high and then go, I think maybe I'm going to go to this school because I really like chemistry and they've got a great chemistry department. You just go to the school that's your school.
Mm-hmm. That's the same way in Japan too, up till junior high.
Up till junior high. But then you can pick.
Right, you can pick. You have to take entrance exams.
Right. We don't have to take entrance exams to get into high school. And so I think that's part of the reason is...
Early age, yeah. You are like, 15? And then you have to... How
embarrassing is it if you fail
I know many people like
really,
but that's why you usually take not only one exam, one school exam, but like 3 or 4. I think I took, I don't remember, 3 maybe. Right. So
I know I've read somewhere that some girls will pick high schools based on the uniform.
Uniform, yeah. Right. It's kind of important. You have to wear for 3 years. So if it's kind of
It was ugly.
Mine was terrible. Not very cute at all. But that's just, high school I wanted to go, so I didn't really care. Our school bag was awful. It was so ugly. It was really ugly. Vinyl, shiny, I don't know what colors. Navy, dark navy. Awful.
Do all schools have uniforms? High school?
High school, yeah, usually.
Okay. That's very different than here. Here, most schools don't have uniforms. So, but we were talking about loaning. So, if you failed all your exams,
we call it loaning.
Loaning, which is what?
Loaning?
Yeah. What is it if you're loaning after junior high? What does that mean?
Means you don't go to school that whole year because when you didn't get accepted.
So theoretically, you could be, 14, 15? 15 years old and not be going to school.
Right.
But
instead, many people go to this cram school during that
time.
Whole year, right?
So that they definitely can get in the next time.
Usually, loaning, you aiming too high, There's certain high school that extremely difficult to get in. So if you really want to go to that specific school, loaning, it might be the option, Go to cram school for 1 year and prepare really well, and then try again next year.
Does anybody think anything of it if you come in and you're a year older than everybody else?
Well, in that kind of good high school, really difficult, very good high school, probably there's few people, who have been, loaning. So, but regular high school, it's kind of embarrassing. Probably it's not that great of a high school, not difficult to get in, but I don't know.
Well, I think hopefully that answers your question. It's a little bit of a different system.
Right, and then in Japan it's really hard to get in, like high school is not that bad, but college especially, entrance exams are really hard. But once you get in, they study, but they mostly do some like arubaito, part-time jobs. They find part-time jobs and earn some money.
College or high school?
College.
Oh, okay.
And go go overseas during summer. It's a little different than American
college. At least my experience was it was a lot of work. It was very hard.
So that's the difference. Main difference might be,
at the college level.
Right.
Interesting. All right. We love getting your questions, and we love getting suggestions for show ideas. Please send them to hitomi@japancast.net, and we'll try to answer them on a future show. Again, we want to thank you guys for your donations and your support. Been seeing a lot of posts to Twitter linking to us, and that's awesome. Really appreciate it. Every time you guys link to our show or our Facebook page on Twitter, that really helps us. We're up to over 3,600 people on Facebook now, I think. So that's awesome. Really appreciate that. So I think that's all we have this week, so we'll see you again soon.
はい、じゃあまたね。